Every major guru is telling you that you must use AI if you want your business to grow in 2026. But most business owners that I speak to are using AI completely wrong. Using ChatGPT or Claude to do things like write LinkedIn posts or produce cold emails are actually going to hold your business back. Almost nobody is using AI to do the thing that actually pays, signing clients. We've used AI to grow our agency by over 200% in the 6 months of 2026 so far, and I still feel like we have more room to grow. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 ways that we use AI to get attention, capture lead, and ultimately sign more clients. Let's get into it. Before we get on to the main part of the video, I think it's important for you to know why I'm so qualified to talk about this subject. When we first adopted AI, we made so many mistakes. We were trying to use it to do 100% of tasks, and unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that. It was only when we started using AI as a tool. We started to use it to do 80% of a task, and then a human would finish the 20%. Once we started doing that, we actually saw significant improvements. AI laid the foundation, but then the human touch at the end put the finishing pieces on it so that it actually all made sense. The problem with AI is that people expect that they can just prompt something away and they can run their business from a beach in Mexico, drinking a margarita and watching sunsets. And unfortunately, it just doesn't work like that, at least not yet. By feeding AI with all of the context, all of your frameworks, all of your previous clients, what we were actually able to do was use AI to prompt us. Now, everyone uses AI for prompts. They give it a prompt and ask it to do a task, where we actually flipped it on its head. We fed it all of the context so it could remember more things than what the human brain could use, and then it actually fed it back to us so that we could do tasks quicker, but also with a lot more content. We were able to feed it everything that we've done over the last 5 years, so that when we have any task, whether it's scripting a video or helping a client with their strategy, it has all of the context, all of the failures, and all of the wins of everything we've previously done. So if there's something that worked for a very niche client and we have another one that looks similar, it can feed us the data and say, why don't we try this? It means that we never forget anything, and we're constantly evolving and improving the context that we give it. Just quickly, if you're interested in more content like this, traffic, education about how to sign more clients, lead magnets, then I'd really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button below and you're going to get first access to all the latest videos. That leads us on nicely to the key point number 1. The first way to use AI to help sign more clients is by using it to help build your authority machine. Over the last few months, we have gone all in on content. We believe that it's the moat between businesses and businesses that just use AI. By putting personal brands and humans out there, it actually builds so much trust in the industry because humans always want to work with humans. The best part about using AI to do 80% of the tasks we do is the consistency. Back in the day, if I was writing a script for something like a YouTube video, it might take 2 hours of planning and then an hour of editing before I even got the camera out. And the problem with that is that it's just hard to keep doing it. When you don't see consistent results in things like content where it takes time to build, keeping the momentum and making things easier is so key. You're always going to avoid hard tasks because they're boring, and by using AI, we can actually set the foundation so that we can just do the things that we enjoy. However, as I mentioned earlier, a mistake that people often do is trying to get AI to do the whole script for you, or maybe even the whole LinkedIn post, or maybe even the whole cold email. By using it to do 80% of it and you just finishing it off, it really allows it to do the boring tasks that you don't want to do, so you can actually spend more time on the things that you enjoy. For me to give you a real example of this, the way that I now script my videos is I feed it all of the data of my previous videos, I feed it all of the data of other content creators in on my niche and other content creators that I want to copy, and it helps me come up with ideas. But more than that, it helps me remember some of the key points I've said before. Now, I speak about business a lot, and I speak about quiz funnels, and I speak about traffic, but I can't remember everything I've said for specific videos. So by piecing the two together, I come up with the idea for the video, it then goes through all the other ones and helps me make sure that when I do my videos, I have the right points at the right time. It will also then help me when it comes to the context of wins that I've had with other clients, because it remembers it and then can feed it in. Again, it then prompts me, I don't prompt it. The point here is not that AI makes content. The point here is that AI helps you make content. If I know that a YouTube video will take me 3 hours to plan, well, it's a big commitment in my day. If AI can bring it down to an hour, then I'm a lot more likely to produce more because I don't have a 3-hour task dawning over me. Now, obviously, people are then going to want it to do 100%, and if you produce 100% from AI, your videos are going to be rubbish. Here again, you can see why the 80-20 rule is so important when it comes to things like content. Would the video be better if I script it 100% myself? Probably not, because there's things that I would forget, there's key points that I'd forget, and there's context that I'd forget. Whereas if it goes into its catalogue of things that it knows about me, it's then going to help me produce the best videos possible. It's also going to get rid of so much of the legwork before, so that I actually enjoy the scripting of the videos and I don't dread it and then do other things instead. And you can actually see the best example of this in my channel. I procrastinated making content for 3 years. It was only when I built this system, I was able to grow my subscriber base and actually make over £100,000 just from leads that have come from my videos alone. I never would have been able to do it if I didn't have AI help set the foundations to get me more traffic. It's important that you don't use it to do the whole videos and the whole scripting, but just by building a system that is going to help you do more, you're always going to win. So to conclude, by using AI to help you create traffic, to help you create content, to help you come up with ad ideas, you're going to be able to get so much more out there. And as I always say, traffic is king and everything comes downstream from that. Key point number 2 is using AI to help qualify prospects before I sit sales calls. Now, unless you're new to the channel, you know that I constantly speak about using quiz funnels to qualify prospects. By putting a quiz-based funnel in front of them, prospects actually self-diagnose. But also, I get all of the data that AI will then spin up and compare to other prospects and other customers. So by the time I sit the sales call, I know exactly whether they're going to be a good fit. AI will then go and build a personalized report for the prospect, which is going to help nurture them because they believe we're doing something very personal to their business. We feed it all of the context over all of the years that we've done this, so they're getting something that actually works. And by the time I get to it, I have a complete report and a cheat sheet for the sales call. Now, if you take this back before we had this tool, I would have to go through their report, I'd have to go through the quiz, and I'd have to manually work out whether I think they'd be a good fit, and I wouldn't even be able to compare them to previous customers. So it's a win-win all around because the prospects are getting a more personalized report and actually getting data that can help them, and by the time it comes to me, I'm getting something ready to go. Now, sometimes people book in sales calls when we're asleep or different time zones. So the time I'd normally spend researching the company has already been done. So now instead of preparing a sales call for an hour, it might only take me 15 minutes. When you're sitting 1 or 2 sales calls a day, that doesn't really add up to much. But by the time you fill your calendars, once you've sorted the traffic out, it can save you so much time, and it actually allows us to cancel calls with prospects that we don't think would be a good fit. And every single completion that we get helps to feed our data dustbin. We're getting so much more data on clients, what their pain is, what they would spend, what their budgets are. And that's constantly feeding back to the context to help us make better content, to help us do better scripts, and to help us make more money. Now quickly, if you're looking to sign more clients and you don't want to spend loads of money on ads, then I might have something for you. You know that you should be making content, but maybe you don't know how to do it, you don't know what to do it on, or you just don't feel comfortable doing it on your own. Maybe you pulled out a camera before, but you procrastinated and did something else. Well, I've got something for you. We are offering a free content week. You can get your first video live with some shorts, maybe a LinkedIn post and a carousel, and we do the whole thing for you. It's completely free. All you have to do is answer a few questions about yourself and your business, and we will go ahead, we will script the videos, we will send them to you to record, we will edit them, and we will even post them. If we can get you to go from step 0 to step 1, then you can actually go on and make content on your own past that, but you've done the first step. Once you go and do your first video, you're so much more likely to actually start building the personal brand that's going to separate you from all of your competitors. Now back to the video. Key point number 3 is how we use AI to do follow-ups and to help convert prospects who never book sales calls into clients. Now I, like many other entrepreneurs, are naturally very lazy. I want to do things quickly and I don't want to spend time following up with prospects who I don't believe are ever going to buy. Well, fortunately for us, we now have a system where we can use AI to help nurture and to help follow up with prospects that previously I would have just let go. We have so much data on the prospects we speak to that we can now spin up extremely personalized email campaigns, personalized text campaigns, so that we can get clients back, warm them up and get them back onto sales calls. We've been able to build a system that we would never have been able to do without AI's help. We can spin up specific testimonials that we think these prospects are going to want to see to help them get over the line. If you take my EFTO framework of education, feeling, trusts and offers, it can take all of the E, F, T and O and be able to spin that up with the personalized data that the prospect has given us. I hate following up. I never really do it. So previously, all of the prospects that fell through the gaps were never to be seen again. Now we have a system which takes the leads and constantly emails them and nurtures them and tries to get them back on a sales call with our team. The average time that a prospect needs to become a client is normally 3 months. So if we don't sign them, previously they were just gone. We were trying to get them to go from 0 to 100 on the first day and it just doesn't work. Now we have a system where if a prospect comes in, we might not sign them as a client for 6 months. But over that period of time, they're being nurtured. So when they do come, they're usually ready to buy. To conclude, using AI has to be done as a tool. You can't use it to do 100% of your tasks. By using it as a tool and following the 80-20 rule, you're going to be able to sign so many more clients and do so many of the tasks that you don't want to do. I'm not saying just rip your whole business up and just use AI every step of the way, but if there are tasks that you know you avoid, is there a way that you can feed it and actually have them done for you? Never use it for 100%, otherwise you'll look like everyone else. But if you can use it as a tool and then put your brand and your passion at the end of it, I guarantee you'll start to see results. Hope you enjoyed that video, and if you actually want to watch another video on how to get more traffic for your business, then click this link here and it will take you to the video on the 3 best traffic sources you can use to grow your business. See you over there.